Hey all, Robert here, trying to learn something. This is a good motor on a very expensive set of motors because it's a big drone. It's a 10-inch drone. This is one of my burned out motors. It it turned upside down. The controls wouldn't respond. It spun insanely at top speed, upside down, burning into the ground until smoke came out, and voila. To replace it, I need to only get access to the solder pads, which are easy to access without taking anything apart. I will have to forfeit the heat shrink that I had put around the arm when I built it. Doesn't fit over the motor end, so there's only one way to put it on, and that's before the arm is installed. Take off the zip tie, and once I undo the solder points, this whole motor is free to go and easily replaced, and I put a new one on and it will be ready to fly. I don't have to give any commands to the ESC for a new motor because the motor doesn't think for itself. It's the FET in the ESC that controls the motor, and that's already programmed. So remove the motor, take off the wires, and that's it. It's a pretty simple replace. I mean, if this was a garage, geez, be making the big money. Here's your burned out part, lady. This is why your motor wasn't working. We got you the same kind. Sorry, it's very expensive. All right, so the new motor is installed. All I have to do is lengthen the wires or shorten. I mean, get them to the right length. Trim them, twist them, and then I have to dunk the tip into some flux, which you can't see, but that's what I'm doing there. And I'll speed up the rest. Trim the wire, strip the end, twist the fray, prepare it with flux, repeat, wire number 3, strip. Flux. All right. Now, when you do this, do it away from your stack. Those little bits of solder do go flying. There's kind of no avoiding that. Don't ever do it over your other electronics, and do it far enough away. Those little balls will go a long distance, and if they're still warm or hot when they're flying, they will stick. I have had them stick onto the flight controller, and they caused tiny, minor shorts that didn't ruin the flight controller but caused confusion. The only way I discovered them was looking with magnification at my flight controller and finding them. So we don't do that. These puddles on the pads were pretty thick. There was plenty of solder already there. I don't need to re-solder those pads. So with the tinned wires and the prepared pads, see, look at all that excess. I don't need all that. Make sure your wire sinks below the level of the puddle, though, because you don't want the wire sitting on top of the puddle. You're sure to come loose. These guys, when they're flying, there's no issues. It's when they're crashing that you lose wires. All right, you also don't want to fly with a short. Oh man, that'll mess things up. Lots of things can cause a short. All right, this is all basically done. I will add extra restraint on the wires, but this will now work. To wrap this up, put in the power. Connect to Betaflight. Get permission from Betaflight to run the motor and fire up number 1. Looks like it's working to me. Okay, going the right direction. Should be kicking out, spinning this way, counterclockwise. That's exactly what I want. I do reverse motors, and this project is finished.